now.
Yeah,
We
still on
saw
tour.
Man,
we saw the Wu-Tang Friday night.
Nice.
Oh,
I
word.
was supposed to
Yeah.
come there last night, man. I got some
Really?
friends there. Yeah, man. Like I was supposed to shoot, but
You go everywhere, dog. You go
man,
everywhere.
sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad.
Yeah, I feel you. And very tiresome. Very
Hell
tiresome.
yeah, man. Life, no, look at his face right now. Look at Life's face right now. It tell you everything.
Man down.
He
Right.
look dead in the
Man
water.
down.
He do
Right.
look dead in
That's
the
Very
it.
water.
tiresome.
Yeah, for real. For
Go,
real.
go, go. Everything is
Yeah.
go, go, go.
Look dead in the water.
Man, all that nigga want to do right now is get off this shit. He just want to do this shit
Right.
so he can take a nap. I know it's for sure.
Take a nap, chill, smoke a cigar.
Smoke a cigar, watch football, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, pick his nose. I don't care what it is. Just anything that he wants
Anything
to
but
do.
not work.
I want
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true.
So yeah, I'll be moving the next 4 weekends probably.
That's what I'm saying.
So who y'all think won the fight? You think it was not close just because the guy got his ass beat like that? You think
I'm gonna go. Can I go first on this one?
Yeah, go first. Yeah, you go first.
It was not close at all. Hell no. It was a shutout. Like completely. Like 1 through 10, Stevenson won all rounds. Like and the field was kind of shaky a little bit, but he could have stalled that round. It was like an A+ performance. It reminded me of the Arturo Gatti versus Floyd in 04 or 05 when they fought. It was kind of like that. You know, the Arturo Gatti was like the bigger fighter, and everybody said Floyd was going to lose, and he just dominated the shit out of him. That speed was just too much. I don't know, was it the speed that was offsetting Jamel Herring's game plan, or Jamel Herring didn't have a game plan at all? He was just out there just bouncing around and basically trying to box him and then trying to do the one shot, pot shot. You can't do that against a master pot shot guy like Stevenson. Can't do that. So I don't know what his game plan was. Maybe y'all saw something different because I just saw a man just in the ring trying to figure shit out while Stevenson just dominating. So what do you guys
think, Will?
Man, it was an amazing performance. It's what I needed to see. It's what I needed to see from Shakur Stevenson as far as him just progressing and taking another step. I gave Herring the 5th round out of effort and just out of that being his most activity and stuff like that. But he actually kind of handled that round. You know, it was his pace. You know, he made his adjustment. He switched up. He started doubling up the jab on the step. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, okay, I see him doing something different, and it was effective. So I gave him the 5th round off that. I guess you would call that a technicality because still in that 5th round, Shakur he was landing on him. He did what he wanted to do, you know? So, and it reached a point in the fight where you could see, and I'm saying this out of respect to Herring too, because I think he a good fighter. He would have beat a lot of other guys. But it reached a point to where it was a sparring match for Shakur Stevenson. It was like, all right, I'm going to work on the left. I'm going to work on southpaw stance. I'm going to work on orthodox now. Or I'm going to do this. I'm going to beat you from here. I'm going to beat you from here. It looked like he was practicing skills versus in a boxing match. You know what I mean? I definitely think it was a wash. I think Shakur ready for contenders. You know what I mean? Don't give me no more. Don't Bud Crawford me and have him fighting people we know he gonna wash. Like, I get it, defend your belt a couple of times, but at a certain point, you need to be setting yourself up for a Devin Haney, for maybe a Tank Davis at 135 even. You know what I mean? Like, that would be very, very good if that could happen. But yeah, I got Shakur in the wash. And I think he's ready for the next step. I was extremely impressed. Let me give some credit to Jamel Herring too, because he would have beat a lot of fighters a lot of nights. It's just I think he's going up against one of those elite next great fighters, barring any crazy shit that happened in boxing, like this nigga going to jail or crazy shit that happened in boxing that keep people from being that. I think he on his way to that.
Facts.
I agree with both of y'all. I saw the fight pretty much the same way. I agree with the fifth round. If he did win any rounds, I think it was the fifth round. I'm really happy though it stepped up. It should step up the competition though. I agree with you there as well. It made Shakur have to fight, like show all his skills basically, which I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that his level of competition should stay at, he's a champion now, so you got to fight the best at this point. You know what I'm saying? You're not a contender, so it should be all good fights. I think that speed is unmatched right now. He might be the fastest guy in boxing, like right now. For what I've seen, it was like lightning fast. And he was pretty strong. I was pretty surprised at his strength. Because he was kind of manhandling him on the inside, I thought, too. After he started walking him down, it's just, he started just dominating. I want to give a shout out to the undercards, though. I thought the undercards were really good.
Yes.
I like all the fights.
Yes.
I was about to say that. Yes.
I'm not like a super Bob Aaron fan like that, but I have to give him credit. They put on a great production yesterday. It was all good fights. Everybody was good. So
they did.
Shout out to Top Rank.
I agree
on that.
Yeah.
What you think, Life?
Go ahead, Life.
Well, with the Stevenson Herring fight, I thought they both they don't have a lot of fights under their belt. Professional fights, especially Herring to be about 36 years old. What I saw from Stevenson was just a polished fighter, natural abilities, like gifted. You know what I'm saying? Like natural gifts, like Steph Curry, like Tyson in his prime, like a more polished Tyson. I think he's gonna be a problem for a lot of years to come. Only age is gonna be able to stop this guy. So he's just different. When you see that uniqueness and that differentness, it's just there. He's special and he's different. That's what I thought about it.
I agree.
Man, 100%. He's so different. He's so different, like than just the average fighter. Like you spoke to the gifts that he had. Like he got natural abilities. Like his ability to find like if you stand there and try to box him, he's gonna find you. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna find. The worst thing to do is try to box him. But the problem is if you come inside, he got that too, bro. He got inside, he'll stand there and go with you.
Right.
And he gonna be more accurate.
I know you had mentioned in our group text though, like in terms of seeing him fight Valdez, or I know our Romello said that, and maybe Devin Haney. I do think those are all both good fights. And I think them is more so Haney is a 60-40, 50-50 fight to me. Because for it to be a real match, the person has to have enough speed. And I agree with DJ Life. I think the age had the speed like way, way off. You know what I'm saying? Between the two fighters. Strength-wise,
let me say this.
It was close, but speed-wise, it was just like,
it was far off. It was
like far off, like not even close. With Devin Haney or somebody like that, it will be a lot different.
It'll be different.
I think.
Let me say this though, Wall. Let me say this because I agree with you. First of all, I agree that you do have to see that against, and that's kind of why I'm like, I don't want to see him. I'm done with him and people who I know. Like, I don't need to see. I know he could beat them.
People the Bob Aaron stable.
But it could be people in Bob Aaron stable, but it better be Haney or I don't want to see him against Tiafimo or something like that. Like maybe at 135 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be somebody like that. But what my point is to what Walt is saying is the speed part is true. The only thing I can say is the difference with Shakur and like another speed boxer is that what you have in speed that match him, you might not have in IQ. You might not have in ring savvy. He got other things. Like, so you might be able to speed with him, but then he gonna take his and be a little bit more crafty.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to punch with him as far as power. Like, I think Tank Davis got more power. Tank hit him and knock him out, right? He got more power. Tank also got craftiness and stuff like that too. But he don't have the speed. Haney got the speed, but he don't really have the craftiness. Like, you can kind of he do because I don't want to play him. I ain't trying to say he don't have craftiness, but he not as efficient and effective as Shakur Stevenson is with it. You know, not at least not against the people that we've seen him fight. Now against each other, because styles make fights against each other that it might look different. But I'm just saying, skill wise and tool wise, where he don't have where he match him in speed, like he gonna outring him. I think. You know, like he'll outring that nigga.
You know him as a great fighter. Like a great fighter, it's simple. And Shakur Stevenson is gifted at it. He know how to make adjustments. Adjustment. That's very important. Because, like you just said, like if you speed them or whatever, if they go with speed, he can hit you close inside. He can hit you a different angle because he's a southpaw. So yeah,
he really right-handed. He right-handed and fight from the southpaw. That's crazy.
He in southpaw stance,
and he comfortable there.
Right-handed. That's confused. That would confuse me. So
man,
that would confuse anybody. So I'm like, he's gifted in adjustments, and if you can make adjustments, you're a great fighter. Like, period.
I also thought that another one of his real good skills was that he was like real patient and like not shooting a lot of energy. Like even with all the speed that he was displaying, he was like not like tired or nothing. Like he wasn't like using unused energy for like nothing. No wasted punches, hardly no like none of that. Like real calm, like real composed, and you know what I'm saying? That's rough. When somebody can fight
tough,
like that,
bro. That's tough. That's
tough.
tough. And it's hard to beat somebody like that. Like he said, he make adjustments, but he make controlled adjustments. You know how like Wilder made adjustments in the Fury fight. He did.
Right.
He just didn't. He couldn't. He wasn't effective with him. He didn't know how to. Shakur made adjustments last night, and he was comfortable in every adjustment.
Yeah.
He was still the same fighter in every adjustment, bro. Okay, if we inside, I'm inside, but I'm still comfortable here. Okay, we outside, I'm outside, I'm still comfortable here. You know what I mean? Off the jab, I'm comfortable. You know, off the combinations, he was comfortable and again, it could have been the type of fighter that it could have been because it was Jamel Herring and he felt a little bit more confident against him. And that
he definitely knew him. He definitely knew him. Like he knew his tendencies well. Yeah, you could tell he knew him like well.
He knew
like,
him
real well.
Yeah, he knew him very well. He knew
very
him
well.
Very well. That's a big difference too.
He knew everything about him. Like he had him down. You can tell.
But is that because he well studied, or is that because he didn't spar with him enough to, you know?
I think it's both. I think they in the same camp. Yeah, I think it's both. I think he just knew him. He knew before he said it. Like, I know I'm about to beat you because he already knew him. Like he knew. Yeah. He knew what time he jog and all of that. He like knew him inside and out. Like I think he knew him very, very well.
Y'all think it's a bad matchup because they know each other?
No.
No.
I don't think it's a bad matchup because they know each other. Because sometimes when you can know a person, bro, but you might not be able to stop what they do. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really gonna come down to toe to toe eventually anyway. Like, if you know I got a strong right hand and I know you got a strong left hand, we both know to stay away from that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you're gonna have to find another way to beat me.
What y'all see for the future, Jamel Herring? Like, what's next for him, or is that it, or what you think, DJ Life? Can he come back from this?
Well, I mean, he's gonna have to get some setup fights, just to, his camp gonna have to get him some setup fights because I didn't really see anything special from him. I mean, he kind of blocked shots and Stevenson's punching right through the shots. He just really exposed on a lot of fronts and a lot of boxers can really take advantage of that. I don't think his mental looks sharp. I think, there's a lot of problems. I'm glad the referee stopped the fight for he wouldn't get knocked out in front of his wife. He wouldn't have got none that night. you know,
Wait a
banged
minute.
for a
His
long
wife didn't
time.
come to the
So
ringside. His wife was in the back.
She was watching it. She's still there.
yeah, she was watching
I
it.
mean,
You know, you don't want to get
yeah,
knocked out in front of
yeah.
your lady. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beating. So especially
Yeah.
that time. So soon as Stevenson saw that he was cut,
Uh-huh.
he smelled blood. he was
bro.
he
Mhm.
was tagging that eye too.
That part too, though. That part too. Like that's killer instinct. Close the show. Seal the deal. Like he 24, man.
Yeah,
He
24.
24, bro.
Yeah. And
That's
he
another thing though. But like older fighters, they like, you know, as you start getting older, your skin start cutting easy, swelling easier.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
it happens to everybody.
True.
I mean, you know, everybody. So like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing about being an older fighter. You got to keep that kind of stuff in consideration. That, you know, he obviously got
True.
soft tissue on the left side. You know, because he
Yeah.
like cut every time in the same spot. You know what I mean? Like,
he swelled up like a Mexican.
right, like, you know, like,
was
you
cut.
know, that's when you gotta hang it up for that.
Herring was cut 2 fights ago. He
I
had
think they stopped the fight, didn't
they
they?
stopped the fight, but he didn't lose. It was a disqualification. But he was cut like the same way he was cut last night.
Mhm.
Whatever. Yeah, so it was bad for Herring. I think Herring should retire. I don't know he should retire, but
Damn, retire?
No. I don't think he should retire. I don't think so. I said no. I don't think so.
That's your opinion.
I
That's
agree
your
with Life.
opinion. Yeah.
No, I agree with Life on that. He should set up fights, you know, a couple to get his reign back, maybe a rematch, maybe. But I don't think that's rematch worthy because it wasn't close at all. So it was closer.
I definitely don't want to see that again.
I don't want
I
to
don't
see
see
that
that
again.
again, to be
Yeah.
honest.
He should open up a gym in Arizona.
And I visit.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think on a side note, did y'all catch the Mikey Garcia fight? What did y'all think about that? Did y'all see that fight?
I missed the Mikey Garcia fight, and I need to go back and watch it because I heard. First of all, let me hear y'all opinions.
So, Mikey looked very rusty.
Yes, that's what I heard.
That's the first thing. Not in shape that much. You know what I mean? He didn't look good. He definitely looked like he regressed from the Earl Spence fight for sure. He didn't look as good as he did in that fight. And that was you know how that fight went, but I'm just saying he wasn't sharp. I don't know. Like I was kind of disappointed in his performance, and you know, he was fighting. What's the guy's name he was fighting?
Sandor Martin.
Yeah. He was a crafty fighter though. He was a real crafty fighter, real good with the counter punching. But
another southpaw, another one.
Right. It just was like it was more what Mikey wasn't doing versus what my man was doing. You know what I'm saying? But he was a good fighter though. I don't want to discredit him at all. And like I said, he knew what he wanted to do and he did what he wanted to do. Like he knew he was gonna counter him. He knew he was gonna be in and out. He was in and out. And Mikey couldn't walk him down. He couldn't hurt him, like basically, because he was so slick. You know what I mean? But
how big was the guy?
Not big at all.
He's not that big. He's not that small either.
He wasn't a small guy though. Like I said, he was real slick and crafty. Yeah. But it was more so like Mikey's not in shape. He's not like walking him down. He should be able to hurt this guy. He didn't hurt him. It was like that.
What's Mikey's last fight was against I think Jesse Vargas, I think. It was a while ago.
Nah, he did fight Jesse Vargas, but I think wait a minute, did he?
He fought Jesse Vargas.
I know he's been off more than a year.
I don't know if that was his last fight. He's been off for a minute though. I think that was his last fight though.
Yeah, it was a while
because I can't think of nothing in between.
He needs to get in the gym though. He needs to get he just looked like he wasn't sharp at all. Like, you know,
man, he got that bag. He got that bag and was like, man, I'm straight. Like
he is straight, yeah, but he don't want to fight these elite fighters right now because he's not like in fighting shape. No. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna beat him up. You know what I mean? They're gonna beat him up. Like right now,
he looked that bad, bro. He looked that bad.
Yeah, it
He
was
wasn't
bad.
hurt or nothing like that. He wasn't cut up or nothing. But I'm talking about like how he fight. Yeah, he didn't look
Yeah,
good
I mean,
at
yeah,
all.
like
I
how
mean,
you fight. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't nothing to be proud of. And I mean, he kind of deserved. He lost, so he deserved to lose. Like to me, you know.
Okay,
I
let me
thought.
ask y'all this, fellas. Let me ask y'all this. If Bud win, because I know this is gonna happen, when Bud beat Porter. So that's my prediction right there. I don't know if y'all caught that.
I'll do my prediction later with her.
Look, when Bud beat Porter, are we now set up for the unification welterweight undisputed fight that we need to have before one of these guys move up to another weight class between Spence and Crawford? Is that the only thing that's left?
No, I
Because I
don't think
know
that's the only
Ugas is
thing
out
that's
there.
left.
Ugas, you got to factor in Ugas. Somebody has to fight Ugas.
Yeah, I
Somebody has
think
to fight
Earl.
Ugas.
I think Earl's gonna fight Ugas first.
I think
Me
so.
personally. Yeah, I think
so.
that's probably the next
Well,
fight.
if that's the case, though, Walt, that means that's 2 more fights. Because I heard Earl about to fight some guy, probably a tune-up before Ugas to chest his chin out, and then Ugas probably, and then so we're not looking at that until late next year, maybe.
Yeah, because
Spence, like this is some bullshit. Like this is some bullshit, bro.
Spence got to fight a tune-up, though. I mean,
he have to.
He have to. I credit him for being the accident, then going after Garcia. I credit him for that. But he's coming from a detached retina, so
yeah, that means his body not the same, bro. That means his body not the same, bro. That's not good.
Yeah, that it won't be wise to go after Ugas right now. It won't be wise. I think probably somebody like Boots Enos.
Man, stay away from Boots right now, though. Like I feel like stay away from Boots right now.
That's my bad. No, maybe that's a bad idea too.
Only reason I say that is because Boots, he got the mentality. He a shark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he'll try to find a way to he one of those guys that he could slip you. He could slip you.
He don't need no kind of war right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't need that kind of fight at all. Like, it don't need to be no kind of war. He needs like a,
maybe Virgil,
maybe the fourth or fifth contender or something like that.
Virgil Ortiz, man, Virgil Ortiz would be a tough fight too, though. That'd be a tough fight, bro.
Oh man,
that's
down in all the welterweight division, though.
No, he can handle him though. I'm about sure. I would take that
I think he can handle Virgil. I think he can handle Virgil.
I would take that fight. Yeah, but I would agree. He needs somebody like that in that caliber. I would say. Not saying that he's like lower, but I mean that's not like a dangerous fight though. You know what I mean? Like to me,
it's not.
He could. Well, it's a possibility he can lose, but I wouldn't call it like dangerous. Like
okay. A name just popped up. What about Keith Thurman? He fought since 2019.
I know K. Will's not a Keith Thurman fan. Like that.
I'm not a Keith Thurman fan.
I know he ain't.
But I respect him as a fighter, and if I think he can get in there and mix it up. Like Keith Thurman, he's still a good fighter. Just he can't take none of that body work. He can't take none of that body work. Like hit him to the body. I've seen it enough. Hit him to the body. You got a shot. You're gonna slow him down. He gonna drop his hands. Something will come out of that if you hit him to the body.
I would necessarily talking. Well, that's true, but I'm necessarily talking like they both kind of been on layoffs a little bit. I mean, Spencer's more active than Thurman, but Thurman fought
way more.
2019. He fought in 2019. His last fight was with Pacquiao. So, I mean,
why is that?
Huh?
He is Keith Thurman. I have to ask myself. I mean, I get it. He feel like he had a status where he should only fight for belts and things like that, but that don't come by popularity, bro. That comes by contention. Yeah. You have to put yourself in contention. I hate the fact that boxing has went away from contention. It's all about this name and that name, this draw and that draw. And the only reason it's like that, and the only reason it was as big as it was for Floyd, because Floyd went through contention. He just had the popularity to match.
Right.
Say who you want, what you want about who he didn't fight. He never fought nobody that wasn't like top 5 contender. Ever. He wasn't fighting like 20th contender because they called him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, nigga, you need to be in this 1 through 5 position.
Yeah, facts.
He did it the right way, bro.
That's how I feel like Stevenson is at, like right there. He should be like fighting all top 5 at this point. I mean, I don't want to see him
all
fighting
top 5.
no more tomato cans. Like, I mean, he can fight. He's good. I don't want to see that though. Like, if the person can't, if it's not like a competitive fight, I don't really want to see it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You're a champ now. You're supposed to fight, take on all comers. That's what the champ is.
I mean,
all comers. Yeah.
I think Stevenson going after Valdez. Valdez got the WBC in 130. So, and I think
I thought Haney had the 130 WBC.
Valdez do. Oscar Valdez do.
Okay. Well, what belt do Haney have? Remember they gifted it. Remember they gave. I ain't gonna say gifted. Remember he received the belt. Was that 135? Is he? Do he hold the belt at 135?
Bro, you said it like the first episode. Really, it's a lot of their belts. Like it's a super champion. It's champion. It's
right, man. He has a WBC lightweight title.
He got the
WBC lightweight title.
Lightweight, okay. All right, yep.
130, right? That's 130.
Yeah.
130 pounds?
I think it's 130.
Yeah, Stevenson.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Stevenson gonna watch on Valdez though. Because Valdez last fight, he didn't look good. I'm telling you. So
Shakur just fought at 130. Shakur just fought at 130 last night.
Exactly. I think Valdez. I mean, I think Stevenson watched on Valdez. And
Valdez is in trouble for sure.
Yeah.
He's in trouble. Yeah.
He's in trouble.
I would say he's in trouble.
I duck because he's a champion too. Because that'd be unification. So you can't. So.
Gonna be that same problem. That speed problem is gonna be the same thing. Like he's kind of littler. He's a little smaller too. So like,
no, because Shakur was 148. He had to get down to like 130. Like,
so he walking around at 150. Shakur is.
No, he had to get down in weight like in 3 days, and they thought that was
saying like his walk around weight, like when he not in training camp.
Yeah, he like 150. Yeah, that's a bigger dude.
Yeah, right, that's a bigger guy, bro. And he's still 24. Like he's just getting his man. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
What do y'all think?
He might be able to fight at 147 soon, bro.
What do y'all think of? I don't want to say this damn fight. What about Tank Davis and Rolly Romero? What y'all think about that?
I think Tank Davis versus Romero Scuggs.
Get in there. Get in there, Romello.
I think Tank will beat the shit out of him. First of all,
gonna knock him out.
He's not that good though.
First of all, bro,
Romero.
He active. He active, but he ain't good. He active though. He
got a right hand. He's got a right hand. That's it. But his stance is like super wide. It's like this is not gonna be. He's gonna get knocked out. I think.
Maybe early, bro.
In the press conference first of all, you come in the motherfucking LAS weather, you wearing no fucking meat with no shirt on. Who the fuck you think you are? I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. I'm gonna knock you. Like, dog, this nigga lost right there. I'm not impressed.
I think this is hand.
So I'm like, man, Tank about to wash him. But my question is, with that, is Tank just circling around and don't want to get to the competition? I mean,
that was part of my point. I was about to say I definitely think he's handpicked, and it's definitely. I mean, they know this guy's not gonna win for sure. Like he don't even, like I said, he got a right hand, but his stance is not good. He's not like skillful like that. He's just like a tomato can, like a brute a little bit. He about to get knocked out. So yeah, I would count this like as a tune-up fight, but it's a decent fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's that much of a threat. I can't see the guy winning at all. Like, I don't think it's gonna be close. But I do think it's set up fights for next year. I think everybody's gearing up for next year. You know what I'm saying? Next year should, with all the virus and all that kind of stuff, and them getting the stadiums together. Next year, everybody plans to make a lot of money. So,
yeah.
But after this, like taking the same boat. Like, I mean, Floyd, all them, they're gonna have to put him in some fights where the competition level is a lot more even or a lot more, threatening. You know what I'm saying? This guy's not like threatening at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a tune-up fight. This is a stay busy fight.
He was funny. I thought he was funny.
I think it's a stay busy fight though. I think
it's definitely a stay busy fight. Y'all brought up some good points, some touching points with the whole handpicked situation, because I do agree that it's kind of handpicked. But I think it's handpicked. I hope it's handpicked for him to get ready for. It's time for a Lomachenko or a Tiafimo, or it's time, dog. It's just time. Like, like to be able to. It's time for him to test himself in that way. You know what I mean? He's good enough. He's beaten enough people. He's been champion long enough, defended his belts. He's champion at different weight class. I think he championed at 3 weight classes, because I think he won lightweight, junior lightweight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2. I think it's junior and lightweight, junior lightweight and lightweight. But he's won at 130 and 135. I know for sure. And he's been champion.
And 140.
And 140.
And 140. Okay. Yeah, sure.
So it's 3. It is 3. It is 3.
You're right.
So,
You're right.
So he championed in 3 different weight classes. It's time for him to. It's okay for him to just keep fighting the champion in each. It's okay. You know what I mean? And he's earned the right to fight championship fights. But I need him to push himself and fight one of these guys that could challenge him. Like Walt was saying earlier about Shakur, is just when he sees some more speed, what is he gonna do when he sees speed? Like he hasn't seen this kind of speed he has come out. But it could be a situation with him. Nobody just don't have that kind of speed, you know.
Yeah. I want to see him,
but at the same time, I think this is the most competition he had. Like I've ever seen him in a fight. I'm talking about Stevenson. Like with Herring, this is the best competition. I mean, it wasn't good enough. I'm not disputing that, but I mean, the other guys
competition
were
he had.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely challenged. Like he had to open up his boxing game. But just closing off my opinion on Tank is, I think he just need to step it up with his fighters. I think he gonna wash Rolly, and I'm gonna say he gonna wash him early. He gonna wash him early. Like it's gonna be, the reason is because Rolly gonna come. You can't fight a guy like Tank. That's like Tyson. You can't fight them like coming in there trying to show off. Like try to show off if you want to. He gonna knock your head off.
Real tough.
Yeah. He gonna knock your head off, and then that's gonna be that, because he gonna connect on you one time. That uppercut gonna land. That right hook gonna land. Some gonna land to drop you, bro.
To be honest, I never even heard of dude. I had to go do my research. I
never
even
had
to go do my research.
I seen his last couple of fights. He's been on the undercards of the last couple fights that's been going on. But like, I mean, I definitely agree with Tyson. Like, everybody got plans to get hit in the mouth. So, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think when he get touched up by a Tank, you know, when he feel that power, you know.
What do you think about? What y'all think about Canelo versus Caleb Plant?
Life.
Well, I agree with y'all. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with y'all. Y'all making excellent points.
I'm with K. Will. I'm not sold on Caleb Plant.
No.
He's a good fighter. He can fight. He has skills. But I don't think it's going to, you know, I just feel like Canelo is like top tier, like got to be the best pound for pound right now. I don't see nobody beating him in a couple weight classes, like real.
Yeah, Canelo's one of the best fighters.
He just down.
Like, maybe Tyson Fury. Maybe Tyson Fury.
So like, man, this guy is level right now.
Hold up.
I think you can get in there with some cruiserweights and win. That's what I'm saying.
Let me stop y'all there. I think the only person that have like a legitimate shot, and I'm going to fight in November 13th, maybe David Benavidez.
No, I feel you on why you say that, but no.
You talking about the power, but
Canelo is like from the movies to me. He like
real talk.
He like one of them assassins that get shot up and keep going and just from the
Y'all didn't beat
blood,
West.
you know. From the,
Like it's damn near like he on. It's like he on the juice, bro. It's almost like he on the
yeah,
juice. Like
he different.
He ain't gonna
like
be
he
able to
like
hit him.
Ivan Drago. Like he like
Yeah, he
Drago,
like
bro. Like yeah,
Drago and
bro.
Rocky combined or something.
Yeah.
Different.
I mean, I'm not saying Canelo will lose. I'm just saying he had like it's so bad that he's so dominant. I'm gonna give him the best chance. Like
No, I'm not okay. I don't want to say he's invincible like that. But I mean, he is top tier. His skills is at the top level. But I think the Charlo, the older Charlo, the bigger Charlo, I would want to see that fight.
I would want to see the fight. I would want to see the fight. I just don't. If I had to bet my money, I would put it on Canelo.
I'll bet on Canelo though. But I think he has a better chance than Benavidez. I think he's too slow.
I think Benavidez is too slow.
Yeah,
and I think
he
Charlo
problem making weight and stuff like that. Like I mean, this
Charlo don't have enough.
Yeah,
Charlo don't do enough he don't have enough in his game, bro. Like after that Floyd fight, Canelo turned into a different animal.
I agree.
He learned something in that fight.
That's transformation.
And he now, I'm saying
he got it though. Yeah.
He got it.
What he lost with Floyd beat him with, he took that. Yeah, he took that
with him, bro. And he went to the gym and then he learned to be that kind of fighter, but also stay the same kind of fighter that he already was, bro. Like he the best out there, bro. Pound for pound. I hear the pound for pound list. I be seeing it, but he the best boxer out there.
I agree.
All right, last thing.
And he gonna beat Caleb playing ass, and that's also a handpicked situation.
I think we
at
are
the point where he can pick him. So
I think he's gonna knock him out, though. I think Canelo gonna knock him out. I don't think it's. I think he'll stop him.
Round.
Yeah, I think he'll stop him.
Yeah, sure. I said fifth, but
yeah.
I just wanted to say real quick. I wanted to say what up though to Bookie Allen for being on the
What up, though?
You know what I'm saying? What up, though?
Yeah, that's my boy Juro. Yeah.
Man, shout out to Bookie Allen, the legend.
Boy Juro, man. What's going on, B? But but last thing. What do y'all think Tyson Fury's future, and what y'all think of Deontay Wilder's future? Me and Wardell already talked about that, so I want to know DJ Life and K Will.
Life, you want to go first?
No, say that question again one more time.
What do you think about Tyson Fury's future after he beat Deontay Wilder, and what do you think of Deontay Wilder's future after he just lost?
I think Deontay Wilder needs to start lifting so many weights. You know, that's like crazy. That's not, I got to follow my first mind and go with the traditional boxer's body, because when you have so much muscle mass, you don't have like the oxygen to keep fighting. And I think that's why like you see these chubby guys or guys with like a lot of body fat on them do real well, because they have that limberness, in my humble opinion. I think Deontay Wilder is a knucklehead at this point, not listening to his coaches, not seeking higher counsel from the elders. I think Tyson Fury, he big. I think he too big to be boxing. Really, he a bully.
Right, like a wrestler almost.
Like,
yeah, I agree with you.
Like, I mean, if he keep dominating people gonna turn off or whatever. Andre Giant need to come from the dead and fight this guy. I don't know. But
John Studd or somebody like that.
Yeah, Big John Studd. I don't see Tyson Fury losing no fight.
You said first you said Andre the Giant. No.
Yeah, God rest him dead. So,
man, WWF.
Rest dead. Well, I think they both can have a career after this. I think, my honest opinion, I see Tyson Fury doing a couple more fights and vacating those belts. I got my reasons why. Maybe I should do a video on that to kind of just go more into detail.
Yeah, you should. Let us know. Yeah, let us know.
I should do a video on that. But I think I see him like vacating the belt. I just don't think. I think he is up for it when he has a challenge, and when he doesn't have a challenge, he doesn't see a reason to be up for it. And I think he's almost at that point. He like one or two fights away, maybe Anthony Joshua, maybe Usyk. But he like one or two, my son calling me. He like one or two fights away from being at that point. With Wilder, he definitely got to get back in there, and he got to kind of work his way up the ranks. I know he's reached a certain status, and when I say work his way up the ranks, a fight with Joshua now is a real work your way up the ranks fight because they both not champions. You know what I mean? And we don't know if they're getting those belts back anytime soon. So maybe set up a fight between the two of them, and maybe the winner of that can move on to contend against the winner of Usyk and Fury. Like, in the ideal world, I'd love to see Wilder's career go like that. How I think it's going to go is he's going to turn into somewhat of a sideshow, a gatekeeper or a sideshow, because he does have knockout power. So they'll put him up a bunch against a bunch of guys like a Chisora, like Andy Ruiz, and he's gotten better enough, I think, to where he can still knock those guys out. If he wins against them, he becomes a sideshow and he's just a knockout guy. And maybe he do that enough and get another title shot. But he could also become the Derek Chisora of boxing and the gatekeeper. And if you can get past Wilder, then you deserve to fight with the champion. He can also become that, but I don't think he would keep fighting for that. I think he would retire. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think Wilder. And I mean, just to chime in real quick, I think if I was on his team and if he wanted to fight, I would get him in the ring as soon as possible. Like, I would get him back in the ring as soon as possible. And I think he should fight somebody like a Dillian White or somebody like that. That's like, yeah. But I think if Wilder can beat a fighter like him, or like the number 4 or number 5, or like you said, Andy Ruiz or something, I think he would be back in conversation for a title shot for sure. I mean, he's still in the but he got to show that he can beat some top contenders at this point. His last good fight was against King Kong, and that's like that
was long
he's
ago.
an older guy.
Like I said, it's not gonna get with him and Fury. That's done. That chapter.
It's done. That's done.
That's done. So I said that.
I heard him say that he won a 4th fight the other day. I was scrolling YouTube and I heard somebody talking about him wanting the 4th fight. God, please,
Hey, yo, Carl.
What up, though?
What's on your what position your son play?
My guard.
Oh yeah, because the Lakers looking for a new guard.
The That's a low blow. That's a low blow. That's a low.
Boom, below the belt.
The Lakers, what's up, man? Y'all right? The Lakers looking for a point guard, but don't worry about that. We're gonna be all right.
It's looking rough on that.
We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be
Russ and Rondo will play together. We good.
He almost broke my heart. They need to put Rondo at the 1, put Russ at the 2, LeBron at the 3. AD need to play the 4, man, or the 5, and put. They got to do something, dog. They got to take LeBron and Russ off the ball. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they got to take them off the ball and make them players. Let them be athletes. Like, man, you can't.
You think an enigma like Russell Westbrook gonna do that? He's an enigma, dog. Like,
I'm saying the shit just the shit just. What is Russell? Okay, let me ask you this: what is Russell Westbrook without the ball?
He need to go back to Oklahoma and get players around him to distribute the ball to. He just needs shooters and sliders and play with him and be the man. He can't do this.
But I said this, and people call me a hater. I know this is a boxing content where we talk about basketball too. But anyway, I said this in June and July when this shit first started, whatever. Everybody's like, Russell Westbrook is going to work, and anybody could do it is LeBron. I was like, dog, you taking a man who needs the ball. He's not going to sacrifice for shit. This man played with KD, Harden, Paul George, Carmelo, Bradley Beal. He played with all these great players. How you think it's going to work with LeBron and AD? That's a lot of personality. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of personality, and that's not going to work. So I'm like, I said it didn't fit in the first place, and they like expendables. Getting all the old motherfuckers. The more you get the old motherfuckers, the younger players gonna suffer. So, you know what I'm saying?
I think Russell Westbrook just got a unique skill set. and it's it reminds me of like Allen Iverson, and I love Allen Iverson. But his skill set in terms of like a championship team, it's rough to blend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because of his stature and like his height and, you know, what he can do and what he brings. I feel like Russell Westbrook is like that, you know, like what he brings to the team. It's got to be like a real unique situation for it to work. And I don't think the Lakers needed that to me. Like, that's not, you know, they could have got another shooter. Like,
Look
to
at
me,
Chicago
I mean,
with
Buddy
Lonzo
Hield
Ball.
back.
Chicago is 3-0 with Lonzo Ball. For the
Hey,
life of me, I
Chicago
understood
looked
why they
good,
got
even
rid
though
of Lonzo Ball.
they beat the
real
shit out of
talk. Yeah. I mean, I thought that was
Chicago was
he
good.
was getting better. Like, you know what I mean? You got to roll with that kind of,
Man, y'all
to
about
me,
to
but I
upset
mean,
me.
I'm
with
not
my
trying to upset
Lakers,
you.
man.
I know how big of a Laker fan you are. I ain't trying to upset you, man.
yeah, I don't want to
No,
upset. I mean,
listen,
but Westbrook
I
is just
agree
a
with
tough.
I agree
This is
with
a tough sell, man. I'm just, you know.
no, man, listen. I agree with so much of what y'all saying. Like, I do think that they need a point guard or one of those guys to just say, I'm gonna be the point guard and let the rest of the guys be who they gonna be. Like LeBron could be the point guard,
Was the
but he
point
gotta live
guard.
with the
That was
fact that
the
he's not gonna be
problem.
the
That's
yeah,
the
but
problem.
listen,
LeBron's the
yeah,
point
but
guard because he at there at age. He's great at it. He's a great passer. But again, like, I just didn't understand getting the what we was gonna do. He actually went after Buddy Hield. He's the shooter. He's the sniper.
I'm with you on Buddy Hield. I just
LeBron needs snipers, all right. Because you know he gonna drop
yeah,
to the lane. You got AD there, so they need snipers, more snipers, and more snipers. All right. So
What was wrong with
they,
the championship team when Rondo was the point guard? I thought
they
that was like it was like fluid.
nothing was wrong with that. And that's kind of what I was getting ready to say too. But like nothing was wrong with that. They definitely need shooters. But when guys like Wayne Ellington and Trevor Ariza come back, it'll make a difference because Trevor Ariza will be
That's
that
true.
defender. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Wayne Ellington will hit that open three, and this new white kid that they got, Reeves, can shoot. So things like that will open up once they able to put certain things in place. You know what I mean? But like somebody has to come down off their high horse. One of these guys, Westbrook, LeBron, AD, one of these guys. AD needs to play like a big man because
yeah,
he's playing
facts.
super duper soft. Like
I agree with
less
that.
than
Yeah,
like
that's
less
facts.
than Paul Gasol soft. Like less than Paul Gasol soft. Like for real. Like he's playing soft. And he
Kobe
I
had to
agree
make
with you though.
the
Yeah.
toughness like a song. He had to make the
he got to
toughness.
toughen up.
So yeah,
They need Kobe to return in spirit and tell all them boys, take my jersey off if you don't want to wear it. Take it off, bro. Because whoever out there
take my
dogging
sign
it,
off. Take the KB off off the jersey. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to play with that heart.
man, they dogging it and loafing out there, man. And I'm not talking about guys' talent. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about guys' legacy and who they were, how good of a player they are. I'm talking about a loose ball standing next to you, and you're gonna wait on the other guy to grab it, who's 20 feet behind you. Like shit like that. Like that don't got nothing to do with like, you know, how great of a player you are, a legacy. I'm looking at that shit going, no, that's not okay. And when I see that from great players like that, it pisses me off even more. So as a Laker fan, I want them to win, but I'm honest about them too. They got shit to work on, bro.
Mhm.
And I'm not making no excuses. I don't want to hear, oh, well, we got hurt, or oh, we had a slow start. This is the Western Conference. I don't want to hear LeBron fans talking about, oh, he always start off slow. This ain't Cleveland. We'll go down. We'll be in 9th spot in the West because once you down 5 or 6 games in the West, Dallas not losing 6 in a row. Phoenix not losing 6 in a row. Denver not losing 6 in a row to get you back into the shit not popping off like that over there.
Furthermore, this is LeBron's 19th season. We gotta remember that.
Man, listen, man. I hear all of that. He playing basketball. And he don't, you can't tell him that. So I'm not gonna make that excuse for him. You see what I'm saying? You can't go to him and be like, man, if you're 19, chill out. Let Kyle Kuzma come along a little bit. You can't tell him that. So if he still want to play, if he want to be recognized as that, let's recognize him as that. Like I hear his year 19. I don't expect him to be catching alley-oops, but I do expect him to be a smart enough IQ basketball player to head fake a nigga and pull up a jumper in the mid-range. Use IQ parts of your game now that you don't have that because you just kept focusing on athleticism. And now athleticism ain't the same.
Another one. Their problem is.
I don't like that shit. Y'all about to
You know
piss me
what the
off.
problem is? Like the people you naming, like not okay. Westbrook, the Westbrook signing is taking away the minutes from THT, Kendrick Nunn,
Man,
and
that's
Malik
gonna be
Monk.
something too.
Yeah, you
That's gonna
need
be,
them.
I forgot. We gonna be
Those
straight.
nice egos they needed. But why you keep adding Avery Bradley, DeAndre Jordan, like all these waiver wire ass fucking players and shit.
This is a whole nother video, fellas.
But yeah,
This is a
yeah.
whole
But I
nother video.
appreciate y'all. And we're gonna leave it there. We appreciate everybody watching. This is Undisputed Spit with Miller Scuggs, Carl Williams Jr., Ward Dollar. I'm DJ Life. Y'all have a great day.
Peace.
Peace.